Welcome, seekers of hidden truths. For 2,000 years, thousands joined a secret cult. Speaking of it meant instant death. Emperors bowed to its laws. This is the Greek mystery. What truly happened in those caves? Scholars claim they drank a strange ancient chemical potion. Were these hellish visions real, or illusions crafted to control the fragile human mind? Tonight, we open the ancient files to uncover the terrifying truth of Eleusis. It is the 5th century ZC, the golden age of Athens, yet a shadow looms over the city. A massive crowd gathers on the sacred way, walking towards the fortress of Eleusis. They are about to enter a world where the penalty for speaking out is sudden, brutal death. According to ancient records, revealing the ritual meant execution without any trial. Brutal hoplite guards stand at the massive bronze gates, holding their sharp, heavy iron spears. They watch the terrified pilgrims with cold, unblinking eyes from behind cold metal helmets. The initiates are sweating profusely, their eyes tightly covered by thin linen blindfolds. Why would the absolute elite of the ancient world risk their lives for this dark, hidden secret? What kind of power requires such a bloody and terrifying non-disclosure agreement? The answer lies deep within the tragic mythology of the ancient Greek underworld. Our story begins with Demeter, the powerful goddess of agriculture and harvest. Ancient myths say her beloved daughter Persephone was violently and quickly stolen away. Hades, the ruthless god of the dead, dragged the young maiden down into the pitch-black abyss. Consumed by extreme divine grief, Demeter wandered the earth in pure, blinding desperation. She held withered black wheat in her hands, letting the crops die and winter consume the world. Meanwhile, deep in the underworld, innocent Persephone made a fatal and tragic mistake. Surrounded by absolute darkness, she slowly bit into a bright red, glowing pomegranate. That single drop of red juice bound her eternally to the realm of the dead and dark shadows. Hades watched her from his jagged stone throne, his dark eyes reflecting subtle burning embers. To save humanity from starvation, a cosmic compromise was finally established by the gods. Persephone would spend half the year in the underworld and half the year in the warm sunlight. This cycle of death and rebirth became the ultimate foundation of the Eleusinian faith. The sanctuary at Eleusis was built to honor this exact transition between life and death. But it was not just a simple temple. It was a psychological weapon of mass manipulation. If you possess the key to conquer human mortality, how far would you go to protect it? Fast forward to the 4th century BC, the absolute peak of the cult's terrifying ancient power. The terrified initiates are pushed into the Telesterion, a massive, windowless stone cave. The air is thick with floating dust, heavy sweat, and an overwhelming smell of strange wild herbs. From the pitch-black shadows, a mysterious high priest slowly emerges before the silent crowd. His ancient, wrinkled face is completely hidden beneath a heavy, dark purple velvet hood. He holds out a rough terracotta cup filled with a dark, thick, and highly mysterious liquid. This is the legendary Kykeon, the sacred drink that bridges the gap between two different worlds. Modern forensic historians believe this potion contained a very dangerous secret ingredient. They suggest the barley was intentionally infected with a dark parasitic fungus called ergot. Ergot contains strong chemical compounds incredibly similar to modern hallucinogenic LSD. The priests were actually ancient chemists brewing a highly potent psychedelic sacred drug. Thousands of pilgrims drank the bitter potion and waited in the deeply suffocating darkness. Suddenly, the chemicals hit their brains, triggering an intense collective chemical trance. Their pupils dilated massively as their bodies became completely drenched in cold, heavy sweat. Veins bulged on their necks as they stared wide-eyed into the terrifying, constantly shifting shadows. The priests used advanced theatrical machinery to create terrifying mechanical roaring sounds. Flickering torchlight cast massive, demonic shadows against the rough, ancient limestone walls. For hours, the drugged crowd experienced a hyper-realistic journey down to the underworld. They saw the gates of Hades opening, surrounded by the wailing souls of the forgotten dead. The sheer terror of this chemical nightmare pushed their mortal minds to the absolute edge. They felt the physical agony of death, the crushing weight of the dark underworld consuming them. It was the ultimate engineered simulation of dying designed to break their fragile mortal egos. Many scholars argue this was the world's first large-scale collective psychological therapy. By forcing the brain to experience death, the priests effectively deleted the human fear of it. The hallucination was so vivid, no one ever doubted the physical presence of the ancient gods. The initiates wept uncontrollably, begging the dark deities for mercy and eternal salvation. Just as their minds were about to shatter completely, the high priest changed the entire scene. A blinding, divine light suddenly pierced through the absolute darkness of the underground cave. The grand doors were thrown open, revealing the glorious golden light of the early morning sun. The nightmare was finally over. Persephone had returned, and life had triumphed over death. The dramatic contrast between pitch-black terror and blinding light created absolute euphoria. Their brains flooded with dopamine, completely convinced they had survived a literal trip to hell. This is why the secret was kept. Explaining a drug trip could never match actually feeling it. Words would ruin the illusion, destroying the cult's ultimate power over frail human mortality. Would you willingly drink a toxic poison just to experience the terrifying face of God? As the golden hour sunlight washes over the sanctuary, the surviving initiates stumble outside. Among them are the greatest minds of history, including the legendary philosopher Plato. He stands peacefully bathed in the warm light, his deep wrinkles relaxing into pure serenity. Plato later wrote that this exact experience revealed the immortal nature of the human soul. Beside him is Cicero, the Roman statesman, in his pristine white and purple bordered toga. His sharp, calculating eyes are now wide with genuine spiritual awe and absolute reverence. He places a trembling hand over his heart, forever changed by the profound night of dark visions. Cicero declared that Eleusis taught humanity not just how to live, but how to die with hope. Even the most ruthless Roman emperors kneeled down before the terrifying power of this drug. An emperor stands with a dusty crimson tunic, his patrician face showing pure exhaustion. all his mortal arrogance is completely gone, replaced by a humble, quiet spiritual surrender. They had all shared a profoundly orchestrated near-death experience in that pitch-dark cave. By surviving the simulation of hell, the paralyzing fear of their own mortality was erased. The Eleusinian Mysteries remained the undisputed spiritual center of the world for centuries. It proved that the ultimate form of power is not military strength, but pure psychological control. In the end, the cult was destroyed by invading armies, burying its chemical secrets forever. But the lingering question remains: were they touching the divine, or just tripping on wild fungi? The Greeks used complex chemical hallucinations to mentally conquer the terrifying afterlife. But across the ocean, an entirely different empire chose to reject death in the physical world. They refused to bury their rulers, bringing the dead back to participate in daily politics. How did they keep corpses ruling a massive empire? Find out in our next thrilling episode. Join us next time as we investigate the shocking secrets of the ancient Inca royal mummies. These rituals erased the fear of death for thousands of ancient people. But was it a divine gift? Or was it brilliant chemical manipulation by a secret cult? Tell us your thoughts below. Please remember to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel today.